Hello students, welcome to Karnataka LMS, Nama Shakti, Nama Bhavishya. This program initiated by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. This video with regard to the subject of organizational behavior for the management students. I'm Ranjita BR. Today's video, I'm going to present a topic on Herzberg two-factor theory, which is a continued from a previous session. Continued part. Okay. So as you know, the Herzberg motivation hygiene theory, he identified two factors. One is hygiene factors, second one motivational factors. Motivational factors motivate the employees to work harder and achieve goals. And the hygiene factors, they don't, on their own, they don't motivate the employees. But if these factors is absent, then only they create a dissatisfaction among the employees and they're not motivated. So they don't get job satisfaction. So we have listed out the hygiene factors and the motivational factors in the previous session, and we discussed about it. Now, the four states. In general sense, there are four states in an organization or a team can find themselves when it comes to two-factor theory. So one is high hygiene and high motivation. So this is the ideal situation and the one which every manager should strive for. All employees are motivated and have very few grievances. Like hygiene factors are also high and the motivation factors also high. Second one, high hygiene and a low motivation now. In this situation, employees have few grievances, but they're not highly motivated. Examples of this situation is where pay and the working conditions are very competitive, but the work isn't very interesting. Even though when the work isn't interesting, if you give them a much more pay and the working condition, very good condition, working condition you give to the employees, then also they show a less motivation because the work isn't very interesting. Employees are simply there to collect their salary. This is the why. So this happen even in a Infosys also. Pay is good, working conditions very good, but the work isn't interesting for some people. So then they left the job even in a Infosys. Next, so low hygiene and high motivation. In this situation, employees are very highly motivated, but they will have a lot of grievances. We can example quote here. And when the work is exciting and really interesting, but the pay and the condition are behind competitors in the same industry. If the work is very competitive one and very exciting one, so they will be very, very motivated. But when the salaries come, hygiene factor, if the salary is not competitive in the same industry, then the people will have a lot of grievances. And the last state is low hygiene and low motivation. It is really obviously a very bad situation, and any team can find itself. So here employees aren't motivated and the hygiene factors are not up to the level. So people will be less motivated, and the low hygiene factors, they add up to the job dissatisfaction. So it is obviously a very bad situation one can find in an organization. So this theory is also not free from many limitations. It is critically analyzed, and so this theory is appreciated also and critically analyzed also. This is appreciated on the ground that it provides an insight into the task of motivation by drawing attention to the job factors which are often overlooked. This is some pulling factors also there and some the negatives also there. It shows that the value of job enrichment in motivation. So Herzberg theory solved many problems of managers who were wondering why the policies fail to motivate the employees adequately. Then this is also not unchallenged one theory, criticized because the theory only applies to white collar workers. I mean, high cadre people. This theory will apply not to the workers and the ground people. This theory not applies to them. It doesn't take an individual situation or perception into consideration. We have attempted to address this above by applying theory at an individual level. So it doesn't take, it's not a very conclusive one. From all the limited only to the engineers and accountants. It is so that's why this applies only the white collared job. And but general workers are not taken into consideration. This theory focuses on improving employee satisfaction. That doesn't necessarily translate into increased productivity. So this is no objective way to measure employee satisfaction within the theory. So yes, there is no proper method how to measure the employee satisfaction. Then the two-factor theory is subject to bias. For example, when an employee is satisfied, they will give themselves credit for that satisfaction. So with this, I end this session. In this session, we have seen the 4 states of two-factor theory and the criticism regarding the Herzberg theory, Herzberg's hygiene factor theory. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.